Checkers is a two-player game, and it usually takes between 10 to 15 minutes for a match. Each player begins with 12 checker tokens, like this. There's a star on one side, and a crown on the other side. The tokens are placed on the black squares only, the first 3 rows for all 12 of your pieces. The object of the game is to capture all of your opponent's pieces. That's how you win. Your pieces can only move diagonally. They stay on the black squares throughout the whole game. You never go on the red squares. And your pieces, when you start out and there's a star on them, they only move forward like that. They cannot move backwards. The only way they can move backwards is if they become a king. The way you get a king, you got to get one of your pieces all the way across the board to one of these back squares. When that happens, you tell your opponent, king me. They'll take one of the extra checkers and place it on top with the crown side facing up, so everyone will know it's a king. Then it can move forward or backwards on its turn, either way. You cannot pass your turn, so every turn you must move a piece. Now, the way you take a piece is by jumping them, but you have to end your turn in an open square. So if they're positioned like this on the red player's turn, you could jump them one square like that, then you would capture their piece. On their turn, then they could jump you, either with that one or with this piece. Now, sometimes you wouldn't want to jump somebody because of the way they're positioned. Say, if there was a piece there and a piece here, they can jump you twice. Things like that, and this in the same turn, and then they would capture both pieces. However, if a piece is in the corner like that, you cannot make a move like this to jump them. It actually has to be one diagonal motion. You can't do it like that. Only if they were in 2 separate spots. Say one was there and if there was an open square like that, then they could jump both. But they can only move forward still because it's not a king. So it depends on where they are. Say if you jumped one like that, you'd capture that, but you cannot jump it backwards unless you have a king. That's why the kings are so important. That's pretty much the most important thing in the game, is to get as many kings as possible. Even if you sacrifice 2 other regular pieces to get a king, it's worth it because the kings are the way you win the game. At the end, you'll usually, you have to take your turn. You can't pass turns, so you end up trying to trap your opponents in corners and force them. So like if they're out like that late in the game, even if they have a king, but then it's their turn and they have to move their piece and they have to come out, or on your turn you'd go there to trap them, so they have to come out and then you could jump them, and that's how you usually end up eliminating them at the end of the game to win. It's all about position, but you need at least 2 or 3 kings towards the end to truly trap someone. Otherwise, if you each only have one, it ends up really lame. And they just keep moving back and forth, and so do you, and they never come out. And so no one wins, and it's a stalemate. So if you each only have one king at the end, you might as well just call it a draw and start over. Hope you have fun.